What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Richard Prophet. Welcome back to the Prophet Realty Group channel. As you've read from the title, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wore a Rolex. So grab a drink, sit back, relax, and we're going to get into it. It's Sunday night, so we're talking Rolex, right? All right, yeah, so a while ago I posted on my Instagram a picture of Dr. King wearing his Rolex. And, I couldn't believe that I got a lot of DMs saying, oh, Dr. King didn't wear Rolex, Dr. King never wore a Rolex, Dr. King wouldn't do that. And I'm like, you know, what are you talking about? There's a lot of pictures out there of Dr. King wearing a Rolex. Actually, he had a yellow gold Rolex Datejust 1601. So I've been thinking about making this video for a while. So, with everything out there going on now and, everything happening now, I thought now was the perfect time to make this video. And put it out. So, yeah. So let's get into it, right? The fact is that Dr. King did wear Rolex. And he was actually given the Rolex by, it was part of his Nobel Peace Prize award. Everybody knows that Dr. King won the Nobel Peace Prize, and part of his award was this Rolex. The story goes that Dr. King was somewhat apprehensive to accept the Rolex as his award because he didn't want to, portray the wrong, he didn't want to send out the wrong vibe, the wrong message to people that, were following, the civil rights movement or whatever. Dr. King, of course, everyone knows, was one of the leaders of the civil rights movement. Also, in my opinion, Dr. King was one of the greatest communicators of our time. Actually, three of my all-time top favorite communicators were Dr. King, JFK, and Steve Jobs. I think these were some of the greatest, they held the most suasion, in my opinion. Two of my favorite speeches of all time are JFK's inaugural address, the ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country was moving to me. It was very powerful to me. And the Dr. King, I had a dream speech. I mean, like most people, that's on their, the top 2 or 3 speeches of all time. So these powerful men, powerful communicators, they knew the strength, the aura, the vibe that a Rolex watch could communicate to others. I mean, you get one chance to make a first impression, and the first thing people see about you is what they see about you. So, they look at you, they look down, they see that watch, that might get you, quick 10-second seat at the table. I mean, it won't keep you there. What will keep you at the table. Your tonation, your subject of conversation, who you move with. That'll keep you at the table, but that Rolex watch that you have on your wrist will get, like I've said before in previous videos, will get you that 10 seconds, will get you that seat, will get you the, hi, and what do you do? Right? So, and especially when you're in business, you were looking for that, hey, hi, and what do you do? Um, you need that because no matter what business you're in, what field you're in, there's 1,000 other guys doing what you do. Now, can they perform at the level of product or service that you're offering? Maybe, maybe not. But who knows? How do they know? So, you want something to say, hey, let's have a conversation. And more often than not, that Rolex can be that too. Now, again, like when the part of Dr. King's, everybody knows Dr. King won the Nobel Peace Prize. Part of his award was the Rolex watch. He was gifted the Rolex watch. It was a yellow gold Rolex Datejust on a Jubilee, right? And as the story goes, he was somewhat apprehensive to accept the watch because he didn't want to convey the wrong message, as we said. So, I posted a picture of Dr. King a while ago on my Instagram saying that Dr. King wore Rolex. And believe it or not, I got a lot of DMs, people saying, no, he didn't, no, he didn't, where he get it, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to make a video about it. And now is probably the best time to put that video up. So here it is. So I went online and I decided to get information about Dr. King and his watch, right? So what I found was a lot of pictures of Dr. King wearing his Rolex. But as I kept digging, I kept deeping, I found this information out. So as I said previously, Dr. King was gifted his Rolex by the Nobel Peace Prize committee, awards committee. And he wore it every day. Once he accepted it, he wore it every day for the rest of his life. But let me give you the exact story so we don't misquote. Nobel Peace Prize, as he didn't want people to get the wrong idea about him. Dr. King had already significantly toned down his style of dress to achieve the goal of dressing more like the common man. Okay, something about presidents, we'll talk about that later. But as the story goes, so initially Dr. King didn't want the watch because he was like, oh, I don't want to send off the wrong vibe, right? So as the story goes, a fellow civil rights leader pointed out to Dr. King he was in the arena of some of the most powerful men in the world. Pay attention to that. This list included presidents of the United States who also distinguished themselves by wearing a Rolex Power 2 watch on their wrist, which made a bold declarative statement. The leader argues strongly that Dr. King should possess the same Power 2 watch. So what Dr. King's constituent was expressing to him, was conveying to him was, look, you're sitting down at the table with world leaders, presidents of the United States, presidents of other countries, and they're going to be sitting down wearing a Rolex. You should have on your wrist the same Power tool that they have on your wrist, on their wrist. Let's sit down and let's talk. Let's sit down and let's talk about it. I deserve to be at the table as well. Now, I've said that in previous videos. Your Rolex watch will get you that 10 seconds, especially if you're a business owner or if you're in sales or you're trying to raise capital for anything. That Rolex will get you that 10, 15 seconds. Now, it won't keep you at the table. Your tonation, your your subject of conversation, who you move with. You know, that will keep you at the table. But your Rolex watch will get you that 10, 15 seconds, which, you know, as a business owner trying to stand out, trying to make your own way, you know, that's all you need. Give me that 10 seconds and let me shoot my shot. So Dr. King was made to understand this, and once he accepted, he actually loved his Rolex and wore it every single day for the rest of his life. And that's, that, you know, that's history. You can look that up. So let's continue here. He reminded Dr. King that when he met with President Eisenhower, he wore the same model of yellow gold Rolex Datejust. So President Eisenhower had the same watch as Dr. King. Blah, blah, blah. Dr. King accepted the Rolex as part of his Nobel Peace Prize and wore it until he was, you know, he wore it for the rest of his days, for the rest of his life. So that to me made a bold statement. That tells me that Dr. King being the man that he was, didn't want to like show off and flash, like, look at me. Like non-Rolex owners may feel like Rolex men or women are doing. But once he had a Rolex in his life, he appreciated the fact that this was not only a beautiful watch, but it was a power tool for business. Whatever your business may be, whether it's raising capital, whether it's real estate, whether it's selling cars, or whether it's, you know, one of the fathers of the civil rights movement, that Rolex power tool on your watch gives you that 10 seconds, give you that 10, 15, 20 seconds. And, you know, sometimes that may be all you need. Yeah, so I just wanted to make a quick little video. I'll include pictures of Dr. King wearing his Rolex at the end of this video, so that will, you know, shut down all the naysayers that might say, oh, Dr. King wore a Timex or whatever. Dr. King wore a Rolex, my friend. Everybody out there within the sound of my voice, don't be afraid to wear your Rolex. You know, your Rolex shows how far you come, and it shows anybody else watching that, you know, you're serious and you're here for business and you want to sit down and let's talk. I'm your host, Richard Prophet. This is the Prophet Realty Group channel. I just want to say to everybody out there, just be safe and, you know, just take care. One world.